You stupid bitch. Yeah, you're a stupid bitch. You stupid bitch.
Welcome to a very festive episode of Stupid Bitches Say What, the Aussie podcast about everything and nothing, but always with wine or beer or others. And your hosts, Sean Hipkins
Woohoo! Ho, ho, ho.
and Skylee Cullett. Moi. Oh, and a couple of special loved up guests tonight, our husbands, Vinnie Kirby and Tyler Baker. Plus.
This week, it's the 2022 Christmas special and last episode of the year. Aww.
Aww.
Join us as the four of us each discuss two of our fave Christmas movies and, of course, share our approval or disapproval of each other's choices. Family arguments, it's what Christmas is all about, right? That and wine, anyway.
Indeed.
We'll also have our annual Christmas quiz, but this year the rules are a little different as we do Christmas Jeopardy.
Ooh.
What you drinking, Sky?
I'm just on the beers, just for now. I have a little surprise for later, so I'm just drinking a little summer. I'm very full from dinner. I had spag bog, so it's not sitting great, I'll tell you that much.
I had bog as well, but no spag, just the bolognese.
What do you mean, no spag?
So I just had the mince.
No spaghetti. Oh, because you still eat chocolate. Fucking idiot.
Every carb that you don't have counts, right?
Fuck, I love you. Oh, what are you drinking, stupid bitch?
Well, I'm having a festive red tonight. I got one of remember my expensive Naked Wines Christmas collection I got?
The $400 one?
That's right. This is one of those bottles. It's an LTD Coonawarra Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve 2016, please.
I've had it, plus.
The 2016?
Oh, no, I don't think it was that fancy. I've had that label before, though.
Yeah, so I remember us trying to spit out Coonawarra one time. Didn't go well. But I have to say it's fucking delicious. I love a Cab Sav.
I'm trying to get my Christmas shirt in the shot a little bit. Look, there's Santa. Do you know this is a child's shirt that I got in the child's department?
That's good. That's comforting.
My boobs are squished right down. I'm not going to lie.
I'm Santa too.
Oh, that's so cute. It's too hot in my house to wear a long sleeve shirt tonight.
Look, I have the aircon on. And I think I threw out my other Christmas shirt last year, the green one, because I'd worn it fucking about 17 Christmases.
Yeah, I have about 80 Christmas shirts, but all of them needed ironing except for this one. So this one won out.
Perfect. How's your week been?
Yeah, really good. I did write a couple of things down that I wanted to talk about. Obviously, we went to the Sunny Coast last weekend, which was brilliant.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a full update.
No, I haven't. And of course, we're celebrating Stupid Bitch's first birthday, even though it was in September tomorrow.
Yeah, with a bottomless brunch, please.
With a bottomless brunch starting at 11 a.m. sharp. So I'm sure we'll be able to discuss that in many, many details. But lots of highlights for me, seeing my fam, who I hadn't seen since the wedding. Actually, no, sorry, Bianca's birthday I saw them at. But missed them terribly. But I was pretty much most of the weekend saying things like, geez, I miss this. Oh, geez, remember when we used to do that? And Tyler kept saying to me, Sky, we are not moving back.
Oh, you wouldn't be talking about moving back though, would you?
No, and that's what I said to him. I said, just because I'm nostalgic and I miss things about the Central Coast, it doesn't mean we're moving back. And he's like, 5 years, we're in Brisbane for 5 years minimum. I'm putting my foot down, Sky.
Nice. Yeah, no, I get it. It's like you think of all the memories and you always think of the fun times, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's rose-colored glasses. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like when we go to New Zealand or something, it's like, oh, the times we had, the best, you know.
It's the things that you don't get in different places, you know, like they're the things that you miss.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had our favourite brekkie and it was amazing. And then we went to the beach to eat it. And we went for a swim when we were hungover in Shelley, which we used to always do. And that was amazing. And and just seeing everyone was really cool too. So,
of course. Yeah.
Yeah. But, a couple of other things I just wanted to talk about. Have you finished Handmaids?
Yes.
Oh my God, we can't even give spoilers though, can we?
Well, I can just say that I love the ending and I love where it's leading to, because
I
that's what I've always sort of been
I
reading.
knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Yeah.
I did too. There was some things that I feel like no one died this season, which was a bit shocking, except for the bad guy.
Well, what about Janine? Is it Janine?
Yeah, what's happening? But she's not officially dead, so let's see where that goes.
Maybe the outposts or whatever, or the regions where the outposts.
And also what happened with Nick. He's in jail too.
Yeah.
Look, it was a great season. Hey,
Nick or Luke?
Nick, remember, because he had charged what's his face, the guy from Billy Madison.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His misso left him, remember?
Yes,
she's pregnant.
That's right. Luke is the one I can't stand. Yeah,
not fair. I love Luke. She's so mean to him.
You're right though. It was a subdued season, which is kind of good.
It was a great season. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly. And Tyler watched the whole thing with me as well.
Oh, good.
But it occurred to me that you must have given up on Americans because he's doing The Crown.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to some of the older podcasts and I was like, whatever happened? You watched the first episode, Vinny was engaged in it and you've dropped it, haven't you?
That's funny because it came up on my continue watching and I was like, this guy hasn't followed up on this. What's going on there?
I wrote a note for myself to actually talk to you about it.
I think we watched a couple of episodes, 2 or 3, but we just didn't get
right into it.
Yeah. But The Crown, speaking of which, we're up to season 4 now. Fucking loving it.
So you're ahead of us. So we're just near the end of season. So we're just at the part where the astronauts come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Diana.
We literally just finished it while we were eating our dinner. The Diana parts. That's what I'm desperate for.
Well, we're up to the Diana parts now.
Yeah.
That's interesting too, how it started.
I'm super pumped to get into the Diana bit.
Yeah.
And then just one last thing I wanted to do a quick mention on before I ask you how your week has been, Mr. Bitch. What about Christina Applegate getting her star on the Walk of Fame? And she's got MS. I didn't even know she had MS.
Yeah, and Peggy Bundy, the brother, and the niece there too.
Yeah. Which I thought was awesome. Like, obviously, they've kept a relationship all these years for both of them to be there when she's doing, the star. But because she had breast cancer, remember? She had to have a full mastectomy. Is it mastectomy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she had full breast cancer and then she went to remission. That was probably, 10 years ago, give or take?
All right.
So she's had that and now she's got MS, the poor bitch.
The poor bitch. I know. Did you ever watch Dead to Me?
I watched the first season and I think I got a little bit through the second and I can't remember why I stopped watching.
Yeah, well, the third season and final season's out now.
Yeah, it's all over Facebook and stuff. I'm aware it's out. But I probably need to go revisit that.
Yeah.
So how's your week been, Stupid Bitch?
The week's been good, as you can maybe able to see if you're watching the video. We had our procedures this week, getting ourselves prepped for our European holiday. Leave 2 weeks on Monday, which is crazy.
Making yourself beautiful.
Yeah, so I got the lips done and the Botox sorted. So so that happened, and it is slightly painful when they do the pricking in your skin. You're just like, oh, come on, because it's not just like one prick. It's like a series of them. But it was fine. Beauty is pain, I kept telling myself. As you can see, we also decorated our house this week.
Yeah, even though you're not going to be there for Christmas, that's nice. We haven't even started the decos yet.
Well, that's why we did it a bit early, because we're leaving. And because Lee, my bro, is going to be house sitting for us, I thought it'd be nice for him to have the place decked up as well. So when do you think it is acceptable to start decorating?
I've always gone with the 1st of December rule. I think maybe over the years, especially when Link was little, I might have broke that a few times and gone a little bit earlier. Certainly there's been times that I haven't kept up with the 1st of December and done it like a week before Christmas almost. I've just been so busy.
What about
Sorry, my life.
What about playing carols?
Oh, look, I could play carols any time of the year, really, if I was really into it. So fuck the haters. Play carols whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, we've started listening to Christmas FM, little plug for Christmas FM, digital radio from Ireland. So that's great too. Yeah, so you hear all the Irish ads and the Irish accents of the DJs and all that. It's great. So that's been good. But the other things I wanted to sort of touch on that have happened this week that we've spoken about in the past is Donald Trump announcing he's going to run for 2024 president again.
I did see a few things. I haven't read up on it to know exactly the situation, but I've seen it via memes.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that he doesn't get up and he does like an independent campaign or something and just wastes a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
The other thing was Neighbours is coming back.
Yes, it is.
I wonder how fucking annoying. It's kind of annoying, like they did that whole big finale with Kylie Minogue and everyone coming back, and now they're just going to Toadfish, and Toadfish will be back in it.
Of course he will. He won't. He was never do anything else. He's completely typecast. That's the only character he can play.
He did The Masked Singer, but went first. Got out first this year.
So you know how they all try to parlay into some sort of, TV movie or a TV series or something? Toadie's never done anything else, has he? He's pretty much only ever done.
Yeah. None of this.
That's commitment. That's loyalty, plus.
I hope he gets his long service leave.
I know, right? But it's good. Like I think it's great, and that episode is still, it's iconic, and it will go down in history in years in the future. It'll be like, remember when they cancelled Neighbours and everyone came back, and then they brought it back. And
did you watch the last episode? I've got it recorded. I've got them recorded, but I never watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched? I thought you did.
No, I've got them recorded. And the other last thing I wanted to touch on was Candace Cameron Bure. Did you see her leaving Hallmark Channel because they don't follow traditional marriages?
Yes. And so who roasted her is Hillary Burton, who is like roast her on Twitter. So she's the chick from One Tree Hill, but you also might know her. She's married to, the guy in Walking Dead, the one who has the spikes on it, the really good one. The one who died in Grey's Anatomy with in like the first season, left the blonde-haired Katherine Heigl heartbroken.
I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I know who you mean in The Walking Dead.
Yes. So she's married to him, and they've been married for years and years, have a bunch of kids and shit. And she's completely come out roasting her. And apparently the guy who runs that new family network, or I don't think it's new, but who is now the CEO, whatever, the head of the company, whatever, the head of the production. He used to be
the American Family one or some shit.
Yeah, the American Family one. Apparently he was involved in some other, I don't think it was a CW or anything, but it's some other networks, and doesn't have a great reputation. And he has a reputation for being a bit of a bigot. And Hillary Burton came out and called her a bigot proper on Twitter and said.
And JoJo Sia, or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, she'd roasted her ages ago. Yeah.
She did it again with this.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I know.
But I follow Candace on Instagram. I have for yonks and yonks and yonks, and it's just because she literally, so she has a clothing line. Her new clothing line was coming out. She had a clothing line for ages, and she was going around because it was being released in some big shopping center thing. So she went to the car park and had all these religious affirmations. So she was going around to people's cars on the day that her clothing line came out in this store, and was just putting these religious affirmations on people's cars. Like dressed to the nines, talking about God the entire time, being filmed, like going around going, I'm just want to make people's day, just spreading God's word and God's love and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like it just goes too far. Like she has her own Bible range.
Yeah, fucking her and her brother can fuck off.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
All right, so we're welcoming in Tyler and Vinny. Say hi, stupid bitches.
Hey, everyone. What's up, you stupid bitches?
One guess. Before we get into our movie review, so as we know, we're doing our favorite, well, two of our favorite movies each. What are you drinking, Vinny?
Well, copious amounts of beer before I came on live this evening. Had my party, so I was drinking the finest Great Northern, the original, not the mid-strength. $5 schooners, $8 pints.
That's reasonable.
Got home from that and then tucked into this nice little bottle of rosé that I have been marinating since yesterday.
Oh,
you love the little rosé, don't you? As long as it's not too sweet and it's super cold.
Oh, it has to be super cold, super crisp, super dry, or else if it's a Moscato,
I hate Moscato. It's so gross.
It's a Sunshine and Spur. It is very preservative free, but It's fresh out of the wine womb.
Sure.
It's a 2022.
Oh, that is a tiny baby.
Freshie.
But it is a New South Wales one. It's a 12.5% alcohol, which is my favorite stat on any bottle of wine. And I can guarantee you, in the morning, I will have my head bouncing off the pillow.
I can't
And
wait.
then you'll do it all again at 11 a.m. with all you can drink bottomless brunch.
About that, I've prepared myself mentally for what's going to happen between tonight and tomorrow. And the way I've said it to myself to convince myself everything's okay, it's one continuous session. Wake up, shower, get dressed, and go.
You've got a body armor in you, and you've got a hydrolyte for tonight.
I do,
so
yeah.
We're prepped.
But yeah, I've got this. I've got this. I can.
Well, I said to Tyler before, I was like, I just don't want to be ruined on Sunday because I have so many things that I want to accomplish this weekend. And he's like, what do you think's going to happen on Saturday, Sky? Do you really think?
Baby, can you get me KFC?
Yes.
Pretty much.
We've got leftover spag bog, and I said, why don't we just put it in the fridge because then there's half a piece of garlic bread. I said, we'll just have it when we get home tomorrow night, and then we won't get any takeout while we're out. And he's like, you fucking kidding? We're too blind to put food on.
It's not going to happen.
It's a weekend of absolute.
We're not going to be able to turn the oven on.
No.
Forget about it. Just get real about it now. It'll save you on the weekend. So yeah, I had to leave the work Christmas party. Well,
To podcast.
not early, but to podcast. It was like,
All right. So Tyler, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Pavlova Bailey's. So
You were right, you stupid bitch.
Oh, I said
Christmas.
Christmas Bailey.
yes, it's actually really fucking nice.
It's summerberry pavlova, so we thought that's very Christmassy because it's pav. You know, everyone has a pav at Christmas.
Yeah.
Absolutely
time.
beautiful.
It is quite tasty. It's very berry-ish, like it's very sweet. It's a bit like the strawberries
I
and
could-
cream one. We've had that. That's quite
I
nice.
could actually skull that.
I remember, I think you gave us a creme brulee bottle. Was it creme brulee? We had a bottle of something when we were there. We're doing shots of it once.
it was the creme brulee.
What was it?
Yeah, you
I
had
don't
to.
know, probably got a
Bailey's.
bottle, we probably got a bottle for a present one night,
Bailey's
drank it the
caramel.
same night, so we don't remember it.
Yeah, probs. That sounds like us.
Yeah, absolute complete debauchery.
And what's it like? Delish.
It's very delicious.
it's like-
Lovely.
It's like strawberry milk,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
but alcoholic, pretty much.
Mm.
It's fucking beautiful though.
It
Okay.
reminds me of the night before.
Very pink. My style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One in the pink, two in the stink,
I've
I
been
always
down a good
say.
bottle
Oh
of
my god.
It's the other way.
Oh, two in the pink, one in the stink.
I think so,
Jeez.
isn't it?
Yeah.
it. Depends on how the fingers are.
Yeah. Barracuda.
I guess it depends what you like, really, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a kink for everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Our new thing is lips.
Also, they've got their lips done and Botox.
Oh sure, I can't really notice.
I will tomorrow when you see it in the flesh. You'll see my lips coming around the corner before me.
Yeah, you can like.
Did I pop them like a balloon?
No.
You can stick them to the fridge.
He's just had all the shit put in them. He doesn't want the shit taken out.
For Europe.
Trust
Yeah.
me, what saved me on my last weekend's jet ski accident.
Oh,
My lips
yeah.
kept me afloat.
Did you hear about Vinny's jet ski accident?
No, so did you end up going jet skiing?
Yeah, so you know we went boating with a friend from work,
Oh, yes. I knew that was happening.
trainer. Another colleague, Simon, turned up with his jet ski and wanted to take me out on the jet ski. And I'm like, no, like if you fucking throw me off in open water, I'm
His
going to
biggest
fucking
fear.
kill you.
His biggest fear.
And so Vinny got on the back and had a go because he was pressuring me. And Vinny's like, I'll have a go. Continue.
So I got on the jet back of this jet ski, like Yamaha, big massive beast of a bloody thing. So it was like a dual cab, if you will. And
A dual cab jet ski.
Yeah, had a side thing and everything.
so we were flying out along the open water in the middle of Moreton Bay, and all I remember it was kind of like bounce, and then complete blackout. And I just opened my eyes, and all I could see was these bubbles of white water above me. My pants down around my ankles, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" So I came up out of the water, and I could see Simon ages away, the guy who was driving, and the jet ski was off over there. So he looked at me and he said, "Vinny, just swim." So we had to swim for probably about 4 or 5 minutes, maybe, to get back to the jet ski. and then realized that like, oh my God, this was a massive accident. Like, so today,
Just a little bit.
my bum is black and blue.
Oh,
Like,
stop it.
I had whiplash. He was concussed. It was like
Not
we
me.
lost our glasses. Like my lovely Ray-Bans, the lovely blue ones that I had, gone. So the ocean has claimed them just the same way as they took the Coeur de la Mer in Titanic. My glasses have gone to the bottom of the ocean. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the worst. So it took about an hour to get over the PTSD of what actually bloody happened. It was just some smack. We were going at least 50 kilometers an hour when we smacked off that water. It was some spark, like some spark.
So,
So
yeah.
do you love it, or are you terrified?
I would never, ever go on a jet ski unless I'm in control, ever get on the back of one. No way.
We wouldn't let you drive it.
No, I,
No, he had to dinky.
I was in the back.
Dinky, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Dinky.
Oh my God. And what were you like doing? But he'd be like, oh, somebody saved it, my husband.
Nobody saw it happening. They didn't see it. They were so far away on the boat. Like we were so far away. None of them saw it happening. Because when I popped up out of the water, I was like, they'll be along now in a second there with the dinghy. They'll rescue us. And nothing was happening. It was like, why am I still swimming? Like, what the fuck? Why isn't someone rescuing us? They were sipping bubbles, having a great time, like it was New Year's Eve. On the water, like, and then when we got back, they were like, oh, why is your hair wet? Because I fucking died.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, like such a fucking smack I got. But yeah, I lived to tell the tale, and here I am.
You live to tell the tale. Well, that's the main thing, isn't it?
It is. Right. So, Tyler, did you have any anecdotes you'd like to tell about your week gone yonder?
Yes.
No, just
Good job.
it's been pretty full on, pretty hectic, pretty busy. I've been up at like 5 o'clock every morning,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Tyler.
just doing some work stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty knackered. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm ready for tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Can I get it? Ooh, ooh.
It's going to be a fun.
yes, I'm pretty pumped. So
All right. Shall we get into our Christmas movie spectacular?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
Stick to the script, Vinny.
I love that he has a script.
I know.
Pictures and everything.
Oh my God, Vincent, you are full prepared for this.
I didn't even have any time.
I love the commitment, but also I never prepared
I'm
to
just
that
going off the top
level.
of my head.
As I said, he's more prepared than any of us, I bet.
I was going to say, like, he's printed shit out and he's got pictures. We don't even prepare to that level.
I know.
Mine's cut and paste 30 minutes before we go live.
It was out of absolute fear that I had to be prepared because
Hang on, let me see how much notes he's got. Okay, it's not too bad. It's just 5 pages
for a 5
with
minute
pictures.
for a 5-minute gig.
10 minutes, you get 2 movies, 2 spots. So what's your first movie, Vincent? Your first Christmas fave?
So my first Christmas fave, which is very nostalgic in Christmas to me, is Die Hard.
Oh,
Mm.
great choice. Great choice. Well done.
Obviously, it's about a New York police officer tries to save his wife.
If you've been living under a rock all of your life and you
You'd be
didn't know
taken
that,
hostage
listeners.
by Germans at a Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza.
So that's what makes it a Christmas movie, isn't it? That it was at a Christmas party at Christmas
At
time.
Christmas time,
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah.
Got some interesting statistics about the whole fact. Is it a
Oh,
Christmas movie? Is it not a
statistics.
Christmas movie? But to me, it is because it's always on a Christmas and it's set during Christmas.
100% a Christmas movie.
But did you know that? Did you say 100% Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% a Christmas movie. It's the
No,
greatest Christmas movie of all time.
You-
And Jake for ultimate
Vinny
fave.
had claimed it already.
Tyler, we were meant to be friends. And
I know. You're like 2 fucking peas in a pod. Seriously.
it's a
Just
fact.
remember, Bino and I are the ones that have the tenure, though. Remember that, right?
That's
We've
right.
known each other the longest.
Yeah.
So you'll never ever beat us in your friendship.
Okay, I'm okay with the fact that I'm a sideshow. It's okay. For this,
Oh, that was a bit extreme.
Stop it.
for this purpose only.
You know I love you. I adore you and worship the ground that you walk on, my love.
I mean, sideshow for the podcast. Not
Yeah, I think you misunderstood what Sky was saying.
So,
So what's your statistics,
so
Charles?
the statistics are
Statistics.
polls within the US. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie?
Oh.
Much to me and Tyler's disgust, it's come in as not a Christmas movie.
Well,
But-
fuck them. What do they know?
But the directors and the screenwriter of Die Hard intended it to be a Christmas movie.
Wow.
Nice.
The fact that it is.
No shit.
So do you have percentages for it?
Yes, I do. So US adults largely say it's not a Christmas movie was 56%,
Oh.
19% yes. The rest were all scatterbrains and said couldn't decide. Like a Biden Trump kind
Just
of.
say yes or no for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah.
The one that gave me the most was the Radio Times. So US adults largely said that Die Hard is not a Christmas
Into the
movie.
mic, darling.
Not a Christmas movie. Can I have it more like looking at me?
It is.
Like my 12 o'clock? Oh yeah.
And we're not even drunk yet.
One of the very interesting facts I learned about Die Hard is
Can you hear him better now?
Mm-hmm.
you know the crazy scene when the evil Hans Gerber is falling off the building off the Nakatomi Plaza and he's like,
Like the
Reaching
like the
out.
New Year's ball in New York.
yes, he's dropping off, he's falling from the top of the building after
Yeah.
Don McClane, as in like
Bruce Willis.
killed him, let him off. So that was kind of impromptu. What the director did was held Hans Gruber over a platform where he had to drop 25 feet to a big balloon, like floating mattress.
I think it's Hans Gruber.
Gruber, sorry, dolls. But on the count of three, they were going to let him go. But they went, instead of counting the tree, they let him drop on one. So his
Ah.
reaction was genuine.
Oh,
Like,
I
one
love it when they do stuff like that.
He was
Yeah.
like, fuck you, bastards. And that was an actual real life thing.
Oh, that's good.
The terrorists, if any of you remember, they were all German.
Yeah.
In the movie, they actually weren't speaking German. They were American actors who were speaking gibberish. So they're just kind of going,
That's slightly offensive, really,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah, incredibly offensive.
German
We can get
release.
away with that this
Yeah,
day.
but for the German release, they dubbed it and they put actual German speaking actors to overdub it. But it
Yeah.
was actually keen-eyed German watchers that could see that the whole
was
thing was
dubbed.
actually dubbed. Yeah. So, oh, all right. If it wasn't for Bruce Willis, guess who else was going for the role as John McClane?
Okay, back in that time,
Yeah. Anyone? Can you think
Arnold
of anyone?
Schwarzenegger,
No.
Sylvester Stallone.
No. Richard Gere was one.
No.
Clint Eastwood was one.
Uh,
Yeah, fucking no. Clint Eastwood can
Guess
do
who
whatever
else
he
was
wants.
one? Frank fucking Sinatra.
oh, blue eyes
Are you kidding me?
He's too old.
And
and blue-eyed.
the cream of the crop, who I thought would have been perfect for the role as well.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Fucking no.
Oh,
Remember, it was like
I was
80s,
joking.
90s.
Mm.
MacGyver. MacGyver was
yeah.
asked, did he want the role?
It would have just been MacGyver. It would have
No.
been
Yeah.
Die Hard. It would have been MacGyver.
No, I
He's
don't
been-
care. Bruce Willis is the perfect
And,
person for
yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, he got it. He
Right.
got it by default though. MacGyver said no.
oh
Idiot.
wow. Well, that's good for everyone.
Yeah.
So did you know that in the Nakatomi Plaza,
Oh, the Nakatami.
where the movie was filmed, it was half filmed with actual workers at the time. The rest of it was the set.
I've
So
heard
all the
that.
fake glass was exploding and all the action series were going on. Employees were complaining the whole time about the noise and they couldn't concentrate and what have you.
It
And
would be annoying.
one last little interesting fact, Sean and I actually saw Nakatomi Plaza in
We
2017
did.
on our tour of LA.
We did it on the big red bus.
It's called the Plaza.
Yeah.
So
You
Bruce
love that.
back then got paid $5 million for his role in the part.
Who? Sorry, Bruce Willis.
Yes, he got
MacGyver.
paid $5 million.
That's a huge amount for that time.
Yes, it is. And this is the interesting fact. In today's money, that's about $25 million.
wow.
for a movie. Yeah.
Jesus.
Which is nothing really, because they get more than that now when they did. And like Brad Pitt probably makes 50, 100 million a movie
Yeah,
and shit like that.
For an action hero, it kind of made him Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Defo. Well, very good. And what do you love about the movie?
What do I love about the movie? The action, like everything about it, like the bass, the guns, the bombs, like fucking.
The blowing up.
It's somewhat Christmassy and yeah.
Hey, motherfucker.
Again, two peas in a pod.
The Twinkies.
There's music while people get killed.
Do
so.
the yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
motherfucker.
Yippee-ki-yay,
and it's like
motherfucker.
it's proper American action hero shit. Like
Yeah,
it-
absolutely.
yeah, and the hero wins the day.
When would
Yeah.
the
They
last
did
time?
ask Holly, Bruce Willis's wife in the movie, to come back into the following Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, Die Hard Vengeance. But she didn't want to do it.
Die
So
Hard
they
Another
only made
Day?
reference to her, I think in Die Hard 3, they made reference to Holly, but she said she didn't want anything got to do with it.
That
so-
was probably my favorite, Die Hard 3, with Samuel L.
oh, that's
Was it? No, I think the first one's my fave.
first one's the best. Like
Yeah.
the best. Like I love the whole walking around on bare feet. Like you're like, please put your shoes on before you step outside. Next minute he's walking on glass. That's why I always say, babe, put your shoes on.
Oh, is that why?
Going around cones. Moving on.
All right, Tyler, you're up.
So I don't know which one to start with, but I think I might start with the Santa Claus.
Oh,
First Santa Claus. That's one of my favorites.
He loves that.
It's probably the second or third greatest Christmas, probably the second greatest movie of all time. A Christmas movie of all time. I'd
nice.
say.
I'd say there's a lot of
That's the first
nostalgia.
one, though. Yeah, a little. Yeah, just a little
Who's
bit.
in it?
Tim Allen,
Excuse me.
you know the Santa.
Did you
Claus.
just say that?
I don't know the Santa Claus.
You know who Tim Allen is, right? Home Improvement guy.
Yeah, but I don't know the Santa Claus.
No, he does not.
How do you not know the Santa Claus where his stomach grows and everything and he grows into Santa Claus?
There you go. This guy just basically said what happens.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. He can cut this and you can start again.
No, it's okay. No, so basically
Hopefully you
he's.
did have a little bit more than that.
Did I though? Did I? No, so basically Tim Allen, he's looking after his son Christmas time, and he hears this pitter patter on the roof,
Yep.
and then he goes out and he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And it's sure enough, Saint Nick's up there on the roof, and he scares him, and he falls off, and Santa Claus dies.
Carks himself.
Yeah, he dies. Falls off the roof and dies. So Tim Allen's
Real
scared. Santa Claus. He died, and then his big red coat was still in the snow, and Tim Allen
No.
into it.
Impersonates him.
No, no. So Santa Claus disappeared. He disappeared
So he
And he's-
falls, dies.
and like melts. Like, oh, gone. See ya.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Vanished. And Tim Allen goes into his coat, and there's this little card, and it says something like, "Put this coat on," blah blah blah, and so he puts this coat on, and he becomes Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Essentially. So he starts growing the gut, and he starts growing the beard, and he's like, "What's going on?" And all these workers are like, "You're putting on a bit of weight." And then throughout the whole movie, he's basically just, he doesn't want to be Santa Claus. At the end of the movie, he just ends up accepting that he is Santa Claus, and he goes around the whole world, does his thing, drops off toys, and throughout it, he has problems with his kid, with his son. His son doesn't like get along with him. He's divorced, and then at the end of the movie, it's all good. But when they go to the North Pole.
Does Tim Allen become the Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's the new Saint Nick.
Yeah.
he is. Yeah, and they go to the North Pole. And one of my favorite bits is when they walk into the workshop, and there's all
Yes.
the elves doing their
Running
thing,
around.
walking around. And then there's the main elf. What's his name?
Oh, it's Gerald or something like that.
Something like that, and he's got like the dreadies,
Yes.
little elf, and he's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. And when
sorry.
I was going to say, when they do go into the workshop, that's like just Christmas on steroids.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best bit.
I think I know.
What's his name? Bernard.
Bernard. Yes.
Yeah.
Should have known that. That's my middle name, Sean Bernard Allen.
David Krumholtz is his real name in real life,
David Krumholtz.
I think.
Have you seen that? What do you think of the sequels?
Okay, so yeah, I was going to get to that. So sequels, I believe the second one is a robot. Santa Claus is the villain, pretty much. Go away, Strike. And it's not that great, to be honest. Like the second and the third one. The third one has Jack
Martin
Frost.
Short. Yeah, Martin Short is Jack Frost, isn't it?
Yeah, so I
You've
really
got
was
a good memory, man.
I really wasn't a fan of the third one. The second one was okay, but it was going down. It's one of those shows where it's the first one's the best.
Yeah. And they just try to cash in on it.
Yeah.
Have you seen they're releasing a new one this year?
Mm,
No, it's a TV show.
Oh, it's an actual series.
It's called The Santa Clauses.
It's on Disney or something, isn't it? Or
I think it just came out last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Will you give it a
I
go?
don't know. Hey,
Will you give it a go?
I'll have to watch the movies again. I can't
There's
just
something
skip the
about the
movies,
first
you know what I
one.
mean?
Can't go in blind. Yeah.
We tried to watch the movies last year, but someone didn't like it.
It didn't age very well, I thought.
Look, I'm not a Christmas movie, stereotypical Christmas movie kind of a guy.
Brian.
But
Me too.
Tyler, the part where you say that he picks up the card from inside Santa's jacket and he goes, all right, okay. And next thing he starts growing the gut. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, over the next few days, yeah.
I'm a little bit kind of intrigued where I might give that a go.
Look, the special effects in it, the first one aren't that great. The special effects are not that great, but
They're bold.
and I think that's
But
where
story.
I think that's where Sky was a bit off it
That's
from the get go, pretty much. Too, we watched like probably 10 minutes of it.
Oh yeah, that'll be Vinny.
Longer than 10. And we got about like at least half in, and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. So
Oh.
beautiful.
yeah, that's that. Oh, we'll have to watch all the movies again to watch the TV show.
Go
but-
into the TV
Well, you
show.
convinced me to make me want to watch it,
Well, we'll pop
Yeah,
it on
crack it.
tonight,
especially number one.
Yeah,
Oh, you
we'll
have to.
definitely watch number one. The
Can't
second and the third are a bit try hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the third they just felt like they had to put Jack Frost in.
Yeah, I think that's what, like, I remember watching, I've watched them all, but I kind of was excited about the third one because of the whole Jack Frost part. But yeah, no, it just didn't really carry.
No,
First lips.
so but that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
All right. So should we come back to this side?
Yes.
Please do.
All right. So my first movie is
Drum roll, please.
Yep. My first movie is Bridget Jones' Diary.
Oh,
Yay!
Has everyone seen it?
Yes.
You have all seen it. Very
One
good.
of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, me too. I can watch it every year.
Mm.
I actually insist on watching it every year. We watched it the other night,
I can attest to this. He's speaking truth.
and I quite enjoy it every fucking time I watch it. So we know Renee Zellweger as Bridget, Colin Firth as Mark Darcy, and Hugh Grant as Daniel Cleaver, her boss. And it was actually probably one of the first times I actually thought, oh, Hugh Grant is actually a little bit sexy.
I was hot as shit.
Yeah,
The
especially
young
on
one. Not so hot now. He's aged.
Fucking
Right,
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 boys
right.
and not wasps.
Oh, I loved him back in the day.
Yeah. He's just a suave thing. So a brief overview, 32-year-old Bridget Jones, an employee in an advertising agency in London.
Young, 32, such a
I
baby.
know, 32. I always imagine her older.
She is now.
Yeah.
Decides to change her life, but in order to reach her goal, she makes a list of good intentions. And the first thing to do is write a personal diary, hence the title. The second, to find the ideal man, and then also to quit smoking, lessen up on her drinking, and to lose weight. Then it's just a series of comedic fuck-ups after that. It's fantastic.
We've all been there.
Have you read the book?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Books laugh out loud. Like I read the
Yeah.
book before I saw the film.
Oh, okay.
I've
And
read all the books, not the baby book though, not
is
that
the
one.
book better than the
I think it's one of those times where they're both equally as good.
Hold Their Own? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would have to read it. Is it written like diary entries?
How can like a book be funnier ever than the
Like
movie?
it's not often that I have laugh out moments in
Yeah.
books. I agree with what Vinny's saying, but with Bridget Jones' and in particular the second one as well, when she's in the Thai prison, so the
Yeah.
Thai prison she ends up in.
Yeah.
Like wetting myself, like having to put the book down because I was cracking up, and that was the same with the first one. There's so many, especially the mum moments, like the mum.
I've got some great quotes.
The mum, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fucking. There's laugh out moments there, especially when she picks up the phone. Remember when she's got the wonton man between her legs?
Yeah.
Hello, oh mum.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's fucking
Bridget Jones, wanted sex goddess.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's a man between her legs?
Yeah.
Sexy man with the thighs.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, so the reason why I also love it is one, it's hilarious. Two, the whole London feel of it. It's snowing at Christmas. She's in an apartment that is, I just think is, even though it's a bed sit, basically, like
Yeah.
a studio apartment, I think it's fucking looks cozy as fuck. She's got the fireplace.
Yeah.
And I just love British humor and just the whole London cabs and all of that shit. Love it.
And her friends too. How cool are her
Oh,
friends in it?
Oh, do you know what?
Come
Scott?
the fuck on, Bridget.
Come the fuck on, Bridget.
This is one of his most biggest attractions to this movie is how the guys catch up after work, have the
Yeah.
beers, getting pissed.
Oh, the fags in it.
fucking
They're
smoking
smoking, they're
fags,
doing
talking
it.
the gossip, getting dropped off after work or out the cab. See you later, see you tomorrow, and then get into work and do it all again.
And she falls out of the
And she
cab.
falls out. And then he looks at her, shuts the door. She's fine. Let's go.
She's like, go.
That's his jam.
That's what you would do to me.
Yeah.
She's
She's
okay.
fine. Keep
She's
rolling.
been in worse places. Go.
Yeah. And that one part where they talk about the blonde friend tells her how to introduce people, say
Yeah.
something interesting about them. This is so and so, and she comes, and the other one jumps in all over your face. But yeah, there's so many banger lines in the movie, so many, but here are some of my favorites. So Bridget at the beginning of the movie, after she overhears Mark say some pretty shitty stuff about her when they're at the
Yeah.
his parents' gathering, and she goes back to her apartment and starts just drinking shots of vodka, and while air drumming and singing to All by Myself by Celine Dion.
Love that bit.
Best opening to a movie ever, by the way. She takes another shot and then hits the ground, and her voiceover goes, and that was it, right there. Right there, that was the moment. I suddenly realized that unless something changed soon, I was going to live a life where my major relationship was with a bottle of wine. I hear you, sister. Sorry, and you. And you too, stupid bitches.
All right,
And-
maybe rewrite that one. Dave.
And I'd finally die, fat and alone, and be found 3 weeks later, half eaten by Alsatians. I was about to turn into Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. And then it just goes, oh, by myself.
Don't want to live
Yeah.
all
And she's singing into the wine, I think, too. And air drumming.
anymore.
And this guy just gets so excited.
I fucking love it. Yeah. And the credits are coming across the screen as it's doing it. I love it. So yeah, back to Bridget's mum. So these are a couple of her quotes that fucking have me rolling. Oh, don't be silly, Bridget. You'll never get a boyfriend if you look like you've wandered out of Auschwitz. The don't care. And then that other time she's looking at her, she's saying this to Bridget. To be honest, darling, having children isn't all it's cracked up to be. Given my chance, I'm not sure I'd have any. And she's only got one. That's what she's saying to Bridget.
No, I love that bit.
And then the part, when she's
Can I just ask a question? What was Bridget wearing when she wandered out of Auschwitz? Was it the Christmas top?
Oh no, I don't know.
She'd come up from London after a drinking session, I think, for their Christmas. So they had a Christmas curry, New
Never
Year's,
get a
was it
boyfriend
New Year's
if
Day or
you're
Boxing Day these years.
Yeah.
They had a Christmas curry night with all the leftovers, and they do it every year, her parents and all their friends.
That's right. Yeah.
As you are, Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
And then when she's with the guy that's the telly shopper guy.
I
Yeah.
love that part.
Oh yeah, totally. The truth is his face was purple close up. But when she's
He's actually rather mean.
and they're at the Whores and Vickers,
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts too.
but they don't tell Bridget and the dad that they've changed the theme. And so he's there walking around like a vicar. And the mum comes up to Bridget because they're not together anymore at that stage. And she says about her husband who she'd left, about hitting on Penny, her friend. This is his friend. She was very frightened. She's only just had her ovaries done. Other best quotes, her gay best friend, you know, when Daniel and Mark have a fight out in the streets, he just
yes,
restaurant and it's like, well, quick, it's a real fight. It's a fight.
Come on.
It's a real fight. And then he'd made a hit song in the 90s or the 80s that was enough for him to get laid throughout the 90s. And that guy in the restaurant turns around to him. He's like, excuse me, sir. And he's like, yes, that was me. No plans on a comeback, yada, yada, yada. He's like, no, your chair's on my wife's jacket. And he's like, oh, sorry.
They're pulling out the Nokia 5110s.
Yes. And the ashtrays just full of fucking cigarette butts in restaurants and pubs.
Yeah.
And final quote, and it's the quote of the movie, is Mark Darcy when she goes to the dinner party as a single and it's all the couples and they're all like, so tell us, Bridget, how is it like being a 30-year-old single woman, you know, in London? She's like, well, having scales doesn't help, yada, yada, and sort of just pisses them off. And then she goes downstairs to leave and then Mark Darcy comes down and she's like, basically, why do you have to always point me out to be an idiot? I understand, yada, yada. And he goes, I don't think you're an idiot at all. I mean, there are elements of the ridiculous about you. Your mother's pretty interesting. and you really are an appalling bad public speaker. And you tend to let whatever is in your head come out of your mouth without much consideration of the consequences. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say very inarticulately is that, in fact, perhaps despite appearances, I like you very much, just as you are. Oh, goosies.
Oh, I give
I
you one.
love that part.
Yeah. To Mark, to Bridget,
Oh,
who we
yeah.
like just as she is.
To Mark and Bridget.
Bridget.
So the sequels, you enjoyed the movie sequels?
Loved them. So the second one I enjoyed, but it's definitely not as great as the first one. But the third one with the baby is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
When they're trying to carry her over the bridge, the two of them when she's pregnant, and they both keep having to take breaks. And then at first they were like, no, I'll carry her. No, I'll carry her. And then they have to do it together. And then they're both just stopping, like flipping her over the side. And, like,
Didn't we watch that
she's
one?
so heavy. Yeah, we
together?
did.
Yeah, we watched it once, but that was a while ago. I need to rewatch it.
And when
The
she's
third
at
one.
Glastonbury or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
festival she goes to,
Yeah.
she gets messed up and Ed Sheeran's there.
Oh God, see, I can't remember that. I need to really watch
No,
the
I
third
got
one
no
again.
brain for that now.
I watched it not expecting much because it came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden she had
Yes.
a new book. It was years after the originals. And I was like, oh God, and she's
Had a
so
new
much older.
face.
And then it was like she's having a baby. I don't know how I feel about that. Like I just wasn't really into it. And
I
then
don't
when I
even-
saw the film, when I had nothing else to watch, I was like, I cannot believe it took me this long to watch it. This is a fucking good movie. I loved it.
For me, you can't beat the original Bridget Jones. It's just fucking laugh from start to finish.
Yes, it is very good, but I still
And
think the third one's great too.
Absolute
Yeah.
classic British humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant British humor. And like what Sean was saying, I often think about it as well as her little flat at the start where the fireplace was burning. She was drinking her wine. It was like on the little
Yeah,
couch. It's
it's great.
cozy AF. It's like a cool little life to have, even though she was in torment.
Yeah, with the
It's
snow
like-
outside.
Yeah. It's
It
like,
is my
oh
fave.
God.
All right, Sky, what's your first movie off the list?
Okay, so my Christmas movie is one of my all-time favorites, and it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Choice.
Yeah.
Now, we made Tyler watch it last Christmas, and
First time.
no, he's actually seen it twice. We saw it at remember that movie theater that we used to go to on the coast
Oh,
with
yes.
all the old movies. We went and saw it then, and we got really drunk, and so we enjoyed it that time. But when we made him watch it again, because Sarah and I watch it multiple times every year, like it's always on in the background. We just put it on just to say the quote bits that we like because we love it so much. And Tyler had to walk away because he's like, I can't do this again. I've done it once. Like, don't
I
rate
hear
it.
you, Tyler.
Does it age well? Did
I
no.
think it does.
I think it's dumb.
But it's like,
Oh,
I
wow.
think you know how there's those things that you love from a young age, and it doesn't matter
Yeah.
how shit people think they are as you get older, you still don't care, you just still love it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just love it. And the premise, obviously, of the movie, and I'm sure most people listening to this will know, it's the second or the third. Is the European one the second? Because the first one's the whole
National Lampoon's Family, then the European, then the Christmas
and then
Vacation,
the Christmas is
and
the
then
third.
Vegas.
Yeah, so it's the third in a 4-series movie, and then they've done a remake, obviously, of the original, but not the Christmas one. Imagine if they did a remake of the Christmas one.
Yeah, well, they did a reboot of the first one.
Yeah, not the Christmas one, no.
Yeah, the reboot. So the main character is Rusty in the
Yeah.
reboot. Yeah.
So the premise, I guess, is that Clark Griswold is the patriarch of the family. He builds things up in his head throughout all the movies. He expects to have all these amazing memories of his kids, and his kids always loving him and engaging with him. And every time he puts all these massive expectations on everything he does, and then it ends up going to shit in every situation. And for the Christmas one, he decides to invite all the family members from both sides of their family, his wife's and his, to their house for Christmas. And they're all completely fucking nuts. Every single one of them is nuts in their own different way. And she says to him, as they're laying in bed, you know, before they start to make the preparation, she's like, are you sure, Clark? Like, you build things up in your head, and when you think about all the people under the same roof at the same time, and you know, are you sure you really want to do that this year? And he's like, honey, they're family. Of course I want to do this. And then as they slept, yeah.
It's the one where he thinks he's getting the bonus check.
Yeah.
Yes. So then as they start to prepare for it, everyone seems to want to come early for various reasons. They've got to, you know, rock up because they couldn't get flights, or people just rock up unexpectedly. So whilst they prepare to have people for, like, you know, the day before Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, because they do more of a Christmas evening really thing in the US. I think Christmas night's more of a big deal than, you know, Christmas Eve is more of a big deal than Christmas Day, not like us. And I think they all just start lobbing. So even before Christmas comes, they've already had so many family members in the house. And then, like, one of his wife's cousins, she rocks up with her husband. They can't afford to buy the children Christmas gifts.
That's right.
They're completely poor. They rock up in an RV out the front.
Yes.
They're completely ghetto.
Yeah.
And so then they end up having to buy them all these Christmas gifts, and these kids are just absolute rough nuts, like just the roughest children ever. Their children have to give up their bedrooms for all the relatives to come in, and their teenagers.
Other family.
Like, fuck this. He goes to buy, he instead of buying a Christmas tree from the normal Christmas tree yards, he decides he's going to cut his own Christmas tree. So takes them out really, really far into the middle of nowhere. And the eldest daughter, who's a teenager, she's like 15, 16, she's like, well, she's so Audrey, and she loses feeling in her face and her hands. She's
with
like,
a beanie on and shit like
and
that.
they've all got icicles hanging off their faces. They're trying to cut down the tree. Then he brings the tree back, and it's too big for the house, and they can't fit it in. But one of the best parts is the neighbors. Remember who the neighbor is?
Yeah,
Elaine. Elaine from Seinfeld.
And they're proper yuppies. That was when yuppies was the thing. Yeah.
And so they just totally take the piss, and Clark Griswold just doesn't take shit, so he just gives it back to them 100%. And there's a part where they pull into the driveway, and he's got this massive tree, and the neighbor's like, where are you going to put that? Tree's massive, like, where are you going to put that tree? And he's like, bend over and I'll show you.
Bend over and I'll show you. Yeah.
The neighbor's just like,
Oh my God.
like completely not expecting like him to be so aggressive towards him. And there's heaps of moments like that. But I did bring up a few quotes, and I'm just gonna pull them up because there's so many good quotes. Do you remember
I've got a quote, but I'm going to wait until you say them first.
his great grandmother who comes in on the wife's side, and she comes in and she just wraps all gifts from home and brings them all.
Oh yes.
Time, and then the daughter's walking with the box, and the box is moving, and she's like, Mom, it's meowing in there.
Yeah, she wrapped
Just went out to the tree.
she wrapped the cat. That's right. Yeah.
So, and also, I can't even remember this quote, actually. This is a really funny one. Surprised, Eddie? If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised.
Eddie, that's the
Cousin
He was
Eddie.
my favourite in
Yeah.
that. He
Yeah.
was my favourite.
So,
Love Cousin Eddie.
I think I know what quote you're thinking about, but tell me what quote you're thinking about.
So involves Eddie stood at the front of the yard while Clark opens the door and he's just fucking got the big pipe pumping the sewage into the drain, just having a cigarette in the fucking beaver's hat and the dressing gown. And Clark opens the door because of the smell. He's like, morning, Clark. Shit is full.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I think, the classic one that everyone remembers.
Yeah. How's that number 5 though? That should be number 1.
I think it's just in order of how they happen.
Yeah.
Like where they come from.
Shit is full, Clark.
Yeah. And so you're right, Vinny. What ends up happening is that his boss really doesn't like him. But they're always due a bonus check every year. And he's planning on getting the bonus check, and he's performed really well throughout the year. So he's expecting an even bigger one than he normally gets. And he's planning on surprising the family by telling them that he's going to put a pool in.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they end up just getting a gift card and
There's no money
or something. So Eddie goes and kidnaps the boss because because Clark loses it, like in every single movie. He absolutely loses his shit. He keeps it together, and you see him like getting more tightly wound throughout the film, and he's trying to make light of everything. And then he absolutely just loses his shit. So Eddie goes and kidnaps the boss and brings him back to the house, and then they're like all in the house, and then the police get called. And then the wife's like, I'm sorry, this is our family's first kidnapping.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm sorry.
But he always fantasizes about other women as well.
Oh yeah, the one in the pool.
Yeah, the one in the pool, and he meets her at the counter, and he's like pretends that his wife has died when he's like looking at gifts to crack onto the chick behind the counter, and then he fantasizes about her like the whole Christmas time. And she's in the back, so he's fantasizing about the pool, and she's on the diving board, and it's kiki. What is that song?
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say.
Hawaiian Christmas Day.
Hawaiian Christmas Day. That's it. Melikiliki.
Melikilikiliki.
So it's Rusty. So Rusty Griswold is the son, and Audrey is the daughter. And Rusty goes, "Mum, this box is meowing." And one of the classic quotes as well is Ellen, which is the wife, and she says, "I don't know what to say, but it's Christmas and we're all in misery." Because she's like trying to convince him not to invite them all, because she knows it's going to turn to shit, but he's just got this illusion in his head that it's going to be amazing, like the best Christmas ever, and it ends up turning to shit. And this is the other one where they cut the turkey open, remember, and it's Eddie's wife they've brought the turkey and they've done it, and they cut it open, it's just black gas, just like a cheap off turkey from somewhere, and they've cooked it.
Sorry, Pam.
And then just when Clark's about to carve it up, Cousin Eddie's like, "Save the neck for me, Clark."
Yeah, save the neck for me, Clark. Fucking Cousin Eddie, he was so gross.
Oh my God, he's my favorite dog.
He's the best.
Yeah, it's and when they get the massive tree, he comes back, and like they're all totally like, that tree's not going to fit in their house. And Russ is like, "Where are we going to put it?" Thinking they're going to put it in the yard. And he's like, "It's not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room." And remember, there's a squirrel in the tree that comes out and jumps on them.
Is it where they open the tree and the tree branch flies out the window?
Yeah.
And the Christmas lights?
Yes, and he can't get them to work.
Yeah.
And then every time he goes inside, someone like connects it in the right spot, and they all come on, and then he comes out and they're not.
Yeah.
It's like don't make him like they used to.
No, it is. It's such a, but it is. It's like one of those ones. Like, I think kids these age probably wouldn't get any of the jokes and just be like, "Well, this is dumb."
Yeah.
We get it because we grew up with it and we think it's hilarious.
The nostalgia.
Yeah, Chevy Chase is like one of the most hated actors.
Yeah, now from that.
Like, people hate his guts.
Yeah.
Apparently he's like the biggest prick to work with on set. And the only person who defends him is Beverly D'Angelo, who's the wife in all the movies, and she's
Yeah.
like, I've known him for a really long time. He can be a dick.
Yeah.
But
He's meant to be a bigot and a bit of a racist too.
yeah, and just a general prick to people on the set, like and always has been.
On to the next movie.
Yep. Do you go, Vinny?
It's Vinny's turn.
Oh my god, I can't even read my own writing.
It's typed.
Oh my god, that's like the best line ever.
What
You
happened?
hear what he said? He goes, I can't even read what I wrote. And Vinny's like, it's typed.
I can't read font type.
You silly pig.
All right. What's your next movie, Vin?
It's the Die Hards. And
No,
again,
we've done the Die Hards.
oh no, sorry, it's Home Alone.
How drunk are you?
Look at his eyes.
I've been on the piss since 4 o'clock today.
It's the Die Hard. We've already done that, Vin. Honey child, we've already done that.
It's
Yeah.
the Home Alone.
It's the Home Alones. When 8-year-old Kevin got accidentally left behind.
Kevin.
One of the other great all-time.
And he has to defend his house and be the man in charge. And he has to put up a bit of a fight.
He
But-
does.
Mine is not a synopsis of the movie. It's a couple of interesting facts about the movie.
Okay.
Well, the first interesting fact I have to say about Home Alone is Macaulay Culkin, his brother starred in the movie as well. He played the part of his cousin.
Yes, his younger brother. Or,
His younger brother, yes. Second most interesting fact, which I think this is fucking absolutely amazing acting,
Okay, you're selling it.
is John Candy. So it's no John Candy,
Yeah.
right? So the scene where he was comforting Kevin's mother in the airport.
So
Oh, yes, I
They're
forgot
going-
about that. I thought you got
takes-
confused with Uncle Buck for a minute then.
No, not Uncle. Yeah, but the
This-
Uncle Buck.
he takes him in the back of the van.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Like that whole scene was shot within 24 hours. He impromptu'd every single part of it.
Improvised.
He did that a lot. He was
He did.
well known for
There was
that. in
no
all his
like the
movies.
script went completely off when he said the part about like I left my kid in a funeral parlor for 24 hours. That was actually him coming up with shit, and the whole crew wet themselves laughing.
Yeah.
Guess how much he got paid for that scene?
5,000.
$424.
Stop.
Yeah, he got, but he provided absolute amazing entertainment to the
Yeah.
whole fucking
Yeah.
director crew and film crew and everything.
Agree.
Have you seen Uncle Buck, Vinny?
Yes, back about 20 years ago, maybe, I reckon.
I showed Tyler probably this time last year, and Tyler absolutely loved it.
I
He'd
love
never
John
seen
Candy.
it. So rewatch it. That's one to put on the list to rewatch because it holds up and it's fucking funny.
Giant pancakes with the snow
Yeah,
shovel.
and
Yeah.
the chainsaw
Yeah.
with the boyfriend.
So, do you remember the two evil fellas, Harry and Merv?
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course.
so Joe Pesci,
Yep.
do you remember him? He was from My Cousin Vinny and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was going to replace him? Who was going to play him first?
Danny DeVito.
No,
No idea.
Robert De Niro.
Oh.
But Robert De Niro said no because I don't do comedies.
Oh.
I wouldn't have suited him anyways.
And guess what? Robert De Niro went on to do comedies
Yeah.
in later life,
Walkers.
and Joe Pesci went on to earn millions and millions from fucking
Home
Home
Alone.
Alone. Now, money. Guess how much Macaulay Culkin got paid for the first Home Alone one?
Oh, fuck all.
Oh, I need answers on a postcard, please.
$1 million.
No. Sky?
100,000.
Around 2.
Yes. Okay, Tyler, your go.
You just said yes to Sky.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
thought the
Yeah, but
same.
look, because she's in around what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. 200,000.
He
150,000.
got paid $110,000 for Home Alone 1. He got paid $4.5 million
Mm.
for Home Alone 2.
Stop it.
Yes, get out of fucking town. Now, none of you may know this, but do any of you recognize her? Probably not.
Hold on. We're getting rid of
Pigeon
Okay,
Lady.
So we've gone on to Home Alone 2 now.
Okay.
Do any of you recognize the Pigeon Lady? Do any of you
Oh,
rec-
it's what's her
Oh,
face?
yeah.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Brenda Fricker.
Oh, no, that's not who I thought it was.
Her name is Brenda Fricker. So she is acclaimed, like she's an Irish actress. She won an Oscar for portraying her part as Christy Brown's mother in My Left Foot.
Ah,
I do know who Brenda Fricker is.
Yes, and she's a chronic alcoholic. I used to work in VHI Health Insurance. I used to see all her claims.
she's Irish.
She's Irish.
Right.
Now, let me get to the good part. The ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump,
Yes. I remember
appeared
him
in
that.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? He bullied his way into Home Alone 2.
Not surprised.
So he owned the hotel where it was being filmed.
Snap.
Yeah.
And what happened was the director said, you know what? Yes, he bullied his way in. We can give you a cameo with Macaulay Culkin. So that got played out. But when the screenwriters went to pre-production and gave it a bit of a live audience, when Donald Trump appeared, the whole crowd cheered. And the director said, you know what? We have to leave it in. Now, post Donald Trump becoming president, there's been multiple petitions signed to have Donald Trump digitally edited out of Home Alone altogether.
I wouldn't be mad.
People don't want him in there. And now finally, on my part, look interested, everyone. There was original plans to have Home Alone 1, 2, and 3,
Oh,
but it didn't happen. Why not?
because Macaulay got too old.
Yes,
Ah.
Macaulay retired because of complete drug abuse. He was off his fucking chops every single day that he couldn't commit, and he said, "I'm out."
The
Oh,
third one's got that little kid with like the
Bowl
know
cut.
bowl cut.
Bowl
Yeah.
cut,
that was
yeah.
boring.
Yeah. I was going to say bucket cut, but so, you know.
he looks like a Beatles.
Oh, one last fact about Donald Trump. I knew I had it in here.
Oh, my baby's drunk the whole bottle of the Baileys, by the way.
Oh, well done, Tyler.
I had one glass.
We should always know that the Christmas episode and the Eurovision one is always going to go a little bit longer.
Hey, I'm done now.
You couldn't find your other Donald Trump.
It's too hard.
Well, thank you for that. What's your favorite Home Alone? I'd say Home Alone 2 is my favorite one. I love the whole New York
Oh
part.
my god, I got vicious eyes.
We've had this discussion before. I disagree. The first one's the best.
First of just about everything's the best though.
No, I like the second in this one.
Did you know that in Home Alone 2?
Tyler, you're up.
Yes.
Tyler! Whoop,
Have
whoop.
they seen this movie?
They haven't, and we talked about it
Oh
last
my
year.
god, you idiots! I'm sorry, but you idiots.
Well, I don't know yet.
Or-
What's the
See
movie?
what you're
Four
talking about.
holidays.
Yeah, 4 Christmases it is.
Yeah, 4 holidays. Or it goes by
Yeah,
both.
it goes
names.
by both. It does.
Yes. So
You're
4
not.
holidays or 4 Christmases, whatever you just want to call it, but you need to watch it. Okay, it's on Netflix, isn't it?
What's it called?
4 Christmases or 4 holidays?
Yeah.
Different networks and stuff
Of
call it
course.
different things.
So it's got Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, right? And it is fucking insane. So they're this couple, right? And the starting scene, you will love. You will absolutely love it.
It's good.
I don't even want to spoil it for them.
I
though.
know.
I'll keep going without giving away
killing
the
me.
big plot line.
I really don't.
Give them
Okay.
the synopsis of what the film's about without telling them
Okay.
the good parts in it.
So it's this couple. They pretty much hate everyone. They hate people. They don't like hanging out with their families and stuff.
They love each other though.
They
a
love
lot.
each other with everything. They just want to do their own thing. So this one, it's Christmas time, obviously, and they promised their families they would go to Christmas.
No, that's not what happened. So remember, they
Yeah.
go away for Christmas every year, but then
Yeah,
they
they
get
do.
caught because their flights get cancelled. Remember, and they see them on the news, and
Oh,
they all
yeah.
ring them. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's a bit drunk now.
So every Christmas they go to Fiji, and they always tell the family that they're feeding the Fijians, the poor Fijians, or they're doing like these outreach things. And so they don't have to spend Christmas with their family. But this one year, all the flights get cancelled because of the weather, and they're in the airport, and a reporter
That
comes
thing
up.
that you like.
they're interviewing everyone in the airport about people whose like their holiday plans have been cancelled because of the flights, and they end up on TV.
That like
I have no
away
idea.
from afar or something like that.
No,
Oh, sorry.
it's 4 Christmases.
Let me get my wine.
Okay. So yeah, they were so it's about this couple. They don't really like people. They absolutely hate kids.
Yeah.
They don't like spending time with their family, and they go away every year for Christmas just themselves. And is it Hawaii or Fiji that they go
I
to?
think they're going to Fiji because they
Yeah.
call it Fiji. Fiji.
Yeah, Fiji. Yeah,
Fiji. It's like
Fiji.
it's Fiji.
Yeah. And so they're at the airport, ready to go, ready to board, and they tell their families they're going to visit kids overseas, help kids in need and things like that. So they get away with missing Christmas. And anyways,
And they can't actually, your family can't argue with that. They can't be like,
yeah, exactly.
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
they do it.
So then there's reporters at the airport when they're about to board their plane.
Because the weather's so bad.
The weather, yeah, and the weather and the flights get cancelled, and the news reporter catches them out, and they're on the news.
so
And he's like, they're like, oh, so what are you guys planning to do for Christmas? And he's like, just go on a trip, holiday, and then they get all these calls afterwards they're on the news from their families, so they have to promise to go to 4 different Christmases, because it's what the first one they go to is
both families are divorced, so
Yeah.
both
right, so they've
parents
got to
have
do,
separate partners. Yes.
yeah.
so they go to his
His first, isn't it? His dad's first.
yeah, his dad's first. So you know Tim McGraw
Yeah.
and John Favreau.
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau.
Yeah.
So they're his brothers. They're Vince Vaughn's brothers in it, and their names are Orlando and Denver.
No, isn't he
No,
Orlando?
no, so-
He's Orlando. Vince Vaughn is Orlando, but he goes by a different
Brad,
name.
he goes by Brad.
Brad. He changed his name.
And
Right.
so it's Orlando.
Orlando, Denver.
And what's the other one?
one?
So they're all American cities.
Yeah. And they're real rough, so they're like fucking rednecks. Like it's absolute rough nuts.
So Tim McGraw from like 1883, like the country music guy, he plays like the roughest of guts brother you've ever seen. It's fucking gold,
and
mate.
Reese Witherspoon has never met his family. So they go, it's the first time she's met them. They've been together for 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's the first time they've met each other's
They've
families.
never been married. They don't want to get married
No.
because they don't want to ruin it. They've got the perfect relationship.
Happy with how it is.
Yeah. Anyways, they rock up full rednecks, and the brothers just start laying into Vince. They just start wrestling, like full WWE wrestling. Get him in headlocks, beating the shit out of him.
With the nephews.
Yeah,
all
the
on it.
So they get him on the ground at the end, and then the kids are on top of him, bashing him. And then what do? They kick him in the nuts, don't
And
they?
the loogies, remember, they spit. They
They
spit
spit
in
on his
face.
yeah.
His feet fell down and they're spitting in his face.
Christmas
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah, it's
And
Christmas.
so
movie.
Reese Witherspoon stood there just like, what is happening? And she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
trying to like help and
What the fuck is going on?
And then he's cleaning himself up in the bathroom, and she's like, she goes to him, pretty much, don't be such a bitch. Stand up to your brothers. Tell them that's enough. Enough is enough, and you're not taking it. And then he goes back out, and he starts trying to stand up for himself, and he's just sort of stumbles, and he's like, and then they fuck him up again, and they just fuck him up again completely, and he gets absolutely axed. But anyways, they're hey.
I love that kind
I
of
said
family.
I'd hate that kind of family because I'd be him. Oh, stop it. But Vinny'd be like, yeah.
but there's way more to that part. Like, we don't want to give you all the spoilers,
No,
but
I
it's so fucking funny. It's
Yeah.
just like laugh out loud the whole way through. You're just wetting yourself.
There is one particular part where they're
Go.
they're at
That one.
they're at her mother's, at Reese Witherspoon's mum's place, and her sisters. She have one sister, doesn't she?
She has one sister, but
and
she's
then her
like
auntie's there.
all the women in her family are all like men, like just total like horn dogs. And so
Yeah.
as soon as Vince Vaughn walks in, like tall,
They're all
handsome,
touching him, and
they're all
Alright.
married and stuff, and they're all over him.
oh, the grandma hits on him hardcore, like she's all over him. She just wants him bad.
And
I'm gonna
Reese
have to
Witherspoon
watch
used
this.
to be
Yeah, I'm
fatty.
intrigued.
Yeah.
So Reese Witherspoon used to be a huge fatty when she was young, and then they bring out all the photos, and he doesn't know anything about her. And there's all these photos
Yeah.
of her being super fat,
So
and
she's
she was like
mortified.
in a lesbian relationship, but
Oh,
she didn't
wow.
know she was because the chick that was with her had the hots for her, and she just thought she was her friend. But they were like, no.
Reese Witherspoon's sister in the movie just had a baby, and
This is my favorite bit. He cries laughing at it so hard.
I could see him shaking.
so Reese Witherspoon is holding the baby at one stage, and Vince Vaughn's sitting next to her, and she's holding the baby like this, and the baby just pukes all over it, all down her front, and Vince Vaughn just starts going, and then he's like, "You need to get away from me. You need to go. You need to get away from me. You're gonna make me sick."
It's just, and it just keeps going, I want to do it too.
Yeah.
I want to do it too.
You need to get away from me right now. And all the women are like, all the other girls are like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's just there with vomit on her, and they're not even thinking.
They all care about him.
Yeah, like, "Are you okay?" It's
So
like,
she's covered in spew, but they're
Let's get
concerned
away.
about him.
yeah, it's all they love him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a cracker of a movie, and you need to see it. So
Yeah, no, I'm
And when they
actually
go-
intrigued. I do want to watch it.
When
Yeah.
they go to visit the mum's side, so his mum
Yeah,
is
his mum.
divorced,
Yeah.
she's dating, so it's Sissy Spacek.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, that's
she's
great.
dating a guy that he went to high school with. And they walk in, he's like, "Can I give you gas money? Like, can I help you with anything?" He's like, "Mate, I earn more than you. We went to high school together. Like, fuck off." And basically they're like talking about all the sex things that they do.
Yeah,
It is such a great movie. Like, you will wet yourself laughing.
but you
It's so
need to
good.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am intrigued.
We already gave away way too much, but
Yeah.
it's fucking hilarious.
There's heaps of funny parts. Heaps of funny parts.
No, I do want to watch it. It sounds hilarious.
Oh my god, I can't wait to watch it. If it cracks him up like that, it's
Well,
definitely.
I only made him watch it last Christmas for the first time.
No, remember I saw it at work. Someone
Did you
showed.
saw it with me? Because then you rang your mum and made her watch it.
Hmm,
You and I watched it, baby. Trust me.
okay.
100%. I
Okay.
made you watch it one year. And
Sure.
then you rang your mum straight after and said, "You have to watch this movie. It's so hilarious. Watch it."
Okay.
All right. So my next one is similar to yours, Tyler, in the sense that it's one that I watched as a kid growing up. And so it's got so much nostalgia involved in it. It's called A Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Have you seen
Yeah.
it?
I don't think
I
I've
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen a Christmas Story. I don't think.
Fucking great. So it was released in 1983, but it's set in the 40s. And then Christmas is approaching. And the film's protagonist is 9-year-old Ralphie Parker, who only wants one thing for Christmas, a Red Ryder Range 200-shot BB gun. And when he mentions it at the dinner table, his mother's immediate reaction is, "Oh, no, you'll shoot your eye out." Sort of tries to sell it to his teacher as well, that I want this BB gun. She's like, "Oh, no, you'll shoot your eye out." So the thing is, when you shoot a BB gun, the BB pellet pops out the back, and they're all concerned it'll pop in his eye and shoot it out. He fantasizes about what it would be like to be a Red Ryder and catch the bad guys. And that's basically the whole story is around him wanting how he can try and convince his parents to get him the BB gun for Christmas. And of course, there's other side stories attached to it throughout the movie.
How hard is it to get an American parent to get a kid a gun for Christmas?
Well, true. It's actually hilarious. So why I love it.
Mm,
What are you doing, babe?
thanks.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
You're spinning?
Fine. I like watching the cat.
Okay. So why I love it, as I was saying, it's also one of those movies from childhood that have all the Christmas awe about it. but without the fantasy of like the Santa Claus the movie or the Santa Claus, and it's not based on the Santas and that fantasy of it or anything with the North Pole kind of stuff. It was just a typical family. There was nothing flash about them or out of the ordinary. There was no rich kids or anything.
Yeah, fine.
Jesus Christ. I don't think we're going to be doing Jeopardy with Vinny. I can say that much.
Falling asleep.
Keeps passing out.
I'm fine.
You keep doing these ones, man. You keep going.
So there's no rich kids or anything like that, but it's the proper white Christmas scenario, which for an Aussie kid is fantasy enough when you're growing up. I haven't seen it for years, and I mean like years, but I really want to watch it again, and I want to watch it with Vinny, but probably not tonight.
I think so.
It's funny with its adult humor, and it's kind of set like a Wonder Years or a episode or a Stand By Me, the Stand By Me movie, where there's the narrator is the older self telling the story, and you watch it with voiceovers and shit.
Yeah.
So some of my favorite scenes from it is the father wins a consolation prize in the newspaper sweepstakes, and it ends up, he doesn't know what it is, but he's like, it's going to be big, it's going to be great. And then they get this big crate delivered to the house.
Done.
He opens it up, and it's a plastic woman's leg in a fishnet stocking, but as a lampshade.
For God's sake.
I love that. I want one.
And it's actually like, there's a huge version of this, I think, in the town where the film is set, like set in the middle of the fucking town. It's that iconic. He fucking loves it. The mother hates it, obvs, but it's a father's prized possession, and he puts it on the lamp table in the front living room for everyone to see and shit as they're driving past the house. One of Ralphie's quotes, and Ralphie's the kid, is, "There's only one thing in the world that could have dragged me away from the soft glow of electric sex gleaming in the window," and it was some show on the radio. Another favorite scene in there, and this, my mother used to love this as well, is they all sit down for dinner, and it's meatloaf and mash that no one wants to eat, and it's all like looks disgusting and shit. They all hate it. And it's followed by one of the standard family quotes from the mother, like, "Starving people would love to eat this." But Randy, who's Ralphie's youngest brother, is moaning and playing with the food, and the father's like, "Give me a screwdriver and a fucking jack, and I'll force it into his mouth. I'll open his mouth and shove it in." And the mother tries a different tactic, and she says to him, like, "So what noise do the piggies make, Randy?" He's like, she's like, "That's right, oink, oink." And then she goes, "Now show me how the piggies eat." And the kid just starts snorting and wedging his face into the plate of food. He's got potato all over his face and shit. It's snorting, and the mother's wetting herself at the table while he's doing it and shit. And my mum, as I said, used to love that scene and get me to do it at the dinner table as well, much to my father's dismay. They did a sequel of it that went straight to DVD in 2012. It didn't do really well at all. Ralphie's meant to be 15, and it's a new cast and shit. So I wasn't really interested, but there is another one that's coming out this year called A Christmas Story Christmas, which stars the original Ralphie.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so that's sort of like it's a proper sequel to it. So it's got the original cast where he is an adult, kind of like Clark Griswold returns back to the family home and tries to give his kid the magical Christmas that he had once experienced in the original movie. So I'm looking forward to watching that. And it did get 7.1 stars out of 10 on IBMD.
And what get Rotten
That's
Tomatoes?
the original and the new one.
The new one, the one that's coming out this year.
And Rotten Tomatoes.
Don't know, Pet.
What was that, Vinny?
What are you getting Rotten Tomatoes?
He wants to know what it got on Rotten Tomatoes, and I didn't do my research.
Mumbling.
Genuine question.
So that's my second movie.
And it's
Okay, look, I'm going to do a quick one so that we can get to the trivia.
What?
We
Mine.
got the trivia.
So,
Yeah, Vinny's not going to last the trivia, so I think it'll just be the three of us. But that's okay. It'll be between the two of you. You can compete.
lovely.
Oh.
Okay. So my second movie is the movie starring Bill Murray, Scrooged,
Yes.
where he's visited by, he becomes a very successful TV.
Christmas past.
Hey,
Never mind. Never mind.
To go to Christmas past.
he's visited by the ghost of Christmas past, but it's not called the
Yeah,
Christmas past.
it's Scrooged, yeah. So it's like a take on A Christmas Carol.
Yes, it is. So he's a big head honcho running a massive TV enterprise, and they're filming a Christmas movie, and he wants it to be dark, and because he's had like a horrible, he lost the love of his life, and he just got more and more cynical as he worked his way up through senior management and stuff.
Yes.
And he ends up being the head, and so he gets visited by the ghost of Christmas past. He's lost contact with his brother, lost contact with the love of his life, and she feeds poor people, like she works in homeless shelters, and he's living a completely different life, and so the ghosts come back. But have you seen it?
I've seen it. I loved it.
So one of the
I love the Ghost of Christmas Past.
I've seen the
too.
stage production as well.
Oh, have you? I didn't
No, you
know
see
that.
the stage production of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
It's not.
So it's a similar
Stripping.
theme, Vinny. You're on the right track, but it's not. It's so the best part is where the ghost comes in, and she's the fairy.
I
And
love her.
She flies in a little pink.
Oh, yeah.
And beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
When he's not paying attention, and punches him in the face, and
Like this. Yeah.
yeah. And
You want to go
all
to
round, if you're a Bill Murray fan, then you will love it. I think it's aged quite well. It's another one that I watch most Christmases.
All Bill Murray films.
hang on, just
Yeah.
let's just
Can
hang
we
on one
pause for
sec.
1 second?
Sure.
As an actual pause. Like mute.
One sec. I'm going to put him to bed. We'll be right back.
You weren't supposed to see any of that.
I think they're going to.
We can see you. You can pause it. We can't hear. You can mute it. We can't hear, but we can still see you.
Vinny's going to bed, everybody.
Night.
Good night, Vinny. See you nice and early for our day drinking session.
We're going to pop a hydrolyte in this.
Sure. Oh, he's going to be wrecked tomorrow. He's going to be hungover as a little bitch.
Yeah. You're
You're going to fuck him up, aren't you?
I plan to, but it's only wine and fucking beans.
Oh my God. I could tell from his eyes, like about halfway through the first movie when they were going all pesh. All right. I did love the fairy where she does beat the shit out of him whenever he fucking doesn't listen and she's in Ugly Betty.
Oh, she's in heaps of stuff, actually.
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah, look, I don't really think there's any super funny ones. It's more banter back and forth. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd have to read like a whole passage.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see. Close your eyes and think of snowflakes and moonbeams and whiskers on kittens. And then when she notices him peeking, she jabs him in the eyes. In the eyeballs.
No peeking.
No peeking. And she's of rainbows, forget-me-nots, of misty meadows and sun-dappled pools. Oh, look, there's Mr. Hedgehog. I wonder where he's going. Perhaps to Harlem. And as she's saying it, she's rolling back, and then she comes in and goes, boom, and punches him in the face.
And then there's a Ghost of Christmas Present and all that shit too, isn't there?
Yeah. And he's like, my jaw. And she's like, sometimes the truth is painful, Frank, but it's made your cheeks rosy and your eyes bright. If you touch me again, I'll rip your goddamn wings off, okay?
That's right. And then he has his own little come to Jesus moment at the end. There's no Tiny Tim character in there, is there?
Yeah, there is. There's like a little kid, because remember they're filming it, and in the so some other manager ends up coming in and tries to take over, and he's trying to make it wholesome, and Frank's trying to make it, like war and machine guns and stuff. It's a Christmas special on Christmas night or Christmas Eve, and then there's all these kids and stuff running around in the end.
Bill Murray's another one that's got a bit of a bad reputation too, hasn't he?
Yes, absolutely. He's like, especially of recent years.
Yeah, but no, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. It was a great one. It was a good Christmas comedy.
That and Groundhog Day is one of my all-time favorite movies too. Love that movie.
Groundhog Day is great.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go on to Christmas Jeopardy minus Vinny. So it's going to be a competition between the Colette Baker household.
Yay.
It always gets competitive over here.
Do we know how the general rules of Jeopardy work?
Do you have to say what is blah blah?
Yeah, so I've got 3 categories.
Sure.
And then there's 5 questions in each category, each worth a different dollar value from 100 to 500.
Ooh, real cash? You're giving us real cash?
Oh yes, it's real stupid bitches say what currency. So we'll determine, you can do scissors, paper, rock to see who starts first. And then these are the general rules. So you select a category and a prize value. Once that square is used, it's done. You have to wait until the question is read in full before you can buzz in. If you buzz in too early, you don't get to answer. You buzz in by using your name. You answer in the form of a question. What is yada yada? Who was yada yada? First to call their name gets to answer. If you get it right, you win that amount. If you get to select the next question. If you get it wrong, you lose that amount of cash.
Ooh, okay, gotcha.
Winner is the person with the highest amount of cash at the end. Now I'm going to share my screen.
Please do.
So you can see the scoreboard. Can you see that?
Oh, yes, I like it.
All right. So who's going to go first?
Tyler can go first.
Tyler, pick a category and a dollar amount, please.
200 miscellaneous.
So Christmas miscellaneous for 200. This reindeer's name begins with a B. You can both answer. And if you don't know it, you don't have to answer.
Oh, Sky.
Yes?
Blitzen.
Correct, Sky. That's $200 on the board for Sky. All right, Sky, you get to choose the next one.
I'm going to do songs for 500, please.
Oh, straight to the top.
Yeah. She knows she's going to fucking get it.
Now remember, you've got to wait until I read the question in full. Who first recorded Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas?
What if we both don't know it?
Well, then we can pass and no one gets it.
Because if I guess wrong, I have to lose 500, don't I?
That's correct. Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Do you know? Who was it?
Happy light. Judy Garland.
Oh, okay. I was actually thinking Frank Sinatra, so I'm glad
well,
I didn't
he
guess.
has the most famous version of it, but she did it first. Yes.
Stop it. Okay.
All right. So because you passed on that question, Sky will hand it over to Tyler for
$300 traditions.
Santa's real name is
Sky.
Tyler.
Oh, Sky got ya.
St. Nicholas?
Yeah, I'll accept St. Nicholas or Kris Kringle. Sky is now at $500. Tyler, you're on zilch. Sky, your choice.
I'm gonna go songs for 400, please, stupid bitch.
All right. It's fun to ride in this as we jingle all the way. And we've got to, I forgot, we've got to do it in the form of a question when you answer. It's
Sky.
fun. Yes.
What is a sleigh?
Oh, more information, please.
Um,
Sing the song in your head. Oh, what fun it is to.
what is a one-horse sleigh?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Tyler, one horse open sleigh.
yes, Tyler, you got that for $400.
I was singing that in my head.
I lose $400.
Sky, you've got $100. Tyler, you're on 400.
Damn it.
500 miscellaneous.
Oh, big guns. What Australian state or territory is closest to Christmas Island?
It would just be a guess.
Tyler.
I mean,
Yep. What is
What is South Australia?
incorrect?
Was it Queensland?
It was Western Australia.
Oh,
Good
So
one.
I was closer than you.
my baby's minus 100. Well, I didn't guess. I was just asking. I didn't guess.
Vinny would have got that too, but he wouldn't have got the concept of the game. So it's all good. All right. Sky, onto you.
All right, I'm going to do 500 traditions for 500, please.
Okay. The gingerbread house came from this country. Think about it.
Tyler,
Yes,
what is Germany?
correct, Tyler.
I'm on 0. I'm on
You're back up to 400.
400. Yeah.
Tyler, your question.
That's because of Hansel and Gretel. I just thought
And remember the big gingerbread hearts in Munich, Sky?
Vaguely.
songs for 100.
All right. In the 12 days of Christmas, who sends the gifts?
Sky.
Yes.
What is my true love?
Oh, Sky, correct. You're on 200. Sky, Tyler's
Or
on.
should it have been who is my true love?
Who is my true love? Sky, your choice.
Okay, I'm going to go songs for 300, please.
Songs for 300. You don't fuck around with the money,
No.
Steve. I like that. All I want for Christmas is 2 of these.
Sky.
Yes,
What is my 2 front teeth?
correct. I thought that might have been a trick one with 2 partridges in a pear tree. Sky, your choice.
Let's
It's not, is it? Oh no,
I
you
want
got it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's clear out the songs. Let's go songs for 200, please.
And just a little bit of a score update. You're both on $400, please.
Nice. 400 stupid bitch dollars. The best kind of dollars.
Frosty's nose is made of this.
Sky.
Yes,
What is a carrot?
incorrect. Frosty the snowman.
I don't even know that. I don't know that
Well,
song.
he doesn't have to answer, does he?
Hold
Like,
on.
he's not going to lose anything because I lost it.
With a corncob pipe and a button nose.
No,
Oh,
I'll
but
pass.
no, it was.
I'll pass, yeah.
So you'll go because I lost it.
Miscellaneous for 400.
Guns. What Christmas-themed ballet premiered in St. Petersburg, Russia in 18?
Fucking know this too.
Sky.
Yes,
What is the Nutcracker?
Fucking,
correct. Sky's on 600. Tyler's on 4.
I knew that.
I'll go traditions for 400, please.
Such a baller. I love it. This soda company was the first to use Santa Claus in an advertisement.
Sky.
Yes.
Coca-Cola.
Pardon? Could you use it in the form of a question, please?
What is Coca-Cola?
Correct. And you used the correct people. I was waiting for people to go Coke, and I was going to go more information, please. Guys on 1,000. Tyler, you're on 400.
Okay, I'll go. Let's go miscellaneous for 300, please.
In the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, this is given on the 10th day.
Oh, I always get these confused.
Tyler.
Yes.
What is
10.
10?
It's either the Lords or the Milky Way.
No, you can't say that. Is it the Thorns?
The Thorns.
Isn't it? No.
I don't remember any thorns.
Oh, fancy.
I don't know. Passing. Whatever.
Tyler,
Sky wins.
down to 100. Sky, would you like to have a guess?
There's no point.
No, I'm going to pass. I don't want to lose any of my points. Thanks.
There's no point.
It was either the Lords or the Milking Ladies.
10 Lords are leaping.
Oh, I thought it was, but I always get confused with those two verses.
Traditions 200.
You okay with that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. This popular drink is generally only available
What
around.
is eggnog?
Oh, you didn't wait till the question was read.
I'll let
I
him have
can't-
it. I'll allow it.
I can't win anyways. I can't win.
Well, we could do a final Jeopardy round at the end if you want.
1,000 to 300. It's not happening. It's okay.
All right, eggnog is correct. Next.
You get to pick.
Traditions. Miss 100.
You should do this underneath the mistletoe.
Sky,
Yes.
you should do this.
No.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kiss.
Say it like Mike Tyson.
I
would
can't-
say.
Who's competitive much? Seriously, won't even kiss his wife because he's losing.
Say it like Mike Tyson would, though.
Kiss.
What is?
Kiss. What is kiss? Kissing.
And for our final question, miscellaneous for 100. This reindeer's name begins with a V.
What is Vixen?
Tyler, you got it.
You didn't say your name. You just cheated, baby.
That was my point. I lost.
So, Tyler, you're on 400. Sky's on 1100. Do you want to do a final Jeopardy round?
Do you have a final question?
I could find one. And you know, that's where you can bet any amount. So, Tyler, you can bet all of yours. And Sky, would you make it interesting?
Sure.
No, she wouldn't.
Sure. I'll bet it all. I'll bet it
she's
all.
Just
Oh, you're going to bet it all.
Of course. I'll bet it all.
And you both get to answer this question. So, do you have pen and paper there at all?
Sure.
Where you can both write down an answer?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. That's for you. Or just give me one. No, you just
You just you write your answer first and just give me the pen. No, you got a pen.
Oh, no. Okay. So, in what direction does the star lead the three kings? Remember the Christmas Carol, We Three Kings of Orient are?
I'm going to say north.
You meant to write it down so you'd both.
Oh, sorry.
You pulled a Vinny. So this is to double your money. Sky,
Sure.
wagering 1100.
And I'm going with north.
Sky's gone north. Tyler, you're wagering 400. What are you going with?
What does it say? West.
West.
I would like to say we have a clear winner. One of you is correct. $800. Congratulations, Tyler. You are the winner.
Oh, the baby one. Even though he wouldn't kiss me.
Now, Kitha.
Kiss me. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Mwah.
Now, how do I stop sharing? Oh, there. And we're back in the room. Congratulations, Tyler. That went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to go, considering my associate.
That's an accident. Stage right.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it. Well, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed our festive frolics as we round out a great year of Stupid Bitches Say What?
What did you think of our movie choices? Please
Yeah,
share.
Vinny, what did you think of our movie choices?
Wasn't impressed. Certainly didn't like my take on the friggin' Ghost of Christmas Past, the Christmas Carol.
Or A Christmas Story from me. He was falling asleep.
Please share your opinions on our social pages. We'd love to hear what you think. Now, as we head into our big break over the holiday season, please make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on all the podcasting platforms and tell your fucking mates to give us a listen too.
Merry Christmas, you stupid bitches.
You stupid bitches.
Have a great year. And see you in 2023.
Fuck. See you in 2023.
Yeah, that stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. What a stupid bitch. That stupid bitch.